guys, today I'm here with a video all about my favorite makeup brushes. One of my subscribers, Sandy Hernandez, had requested I do this video, and I'm so glad you did, Sandy, because I haven't even thought about doing it, which is crazy. But she told me to mention my favorite brushes, especially if they were expensive, so she would know if they were worth it or not. And I would say I have a pretty even mix of high-end and lower-end brushes. I will say hands down my favorite brush brand is MAC brushes. Those were probably the first ones I really started getting into when I got into makeup brushes. That was probably, I don't know, like 2004, and I would build up my collection buying one every month or every other month because they are a little pricey. They do go up every year, however, but and I still have a lot of my original MAC brushes that are at least 10 years old, so that tells you on the quality. I keep my brushes clean. I probably clean them at least every other week. I try to do it every week. I really like to use alcohol to do like the really thick synthetic type brushes, and the other ones I'll use baby shampoo, a face soap, a face wash like Purity. I had a Clean and Clear face wash that was like a foam, or that Dr. Bronner's. I just use kind of whatever. The baby shampoo is by far the cheapest, and it works really well. But as far as these, the only thing that works great is the alcohol. I've used that Masters brush cleaner in the solid. It worked fine, but I really want to try the Beauty Blender solid cleanser. I just haven't gotten around to doing that. So that's how I keep my brushes clean. And I have just little things like this I got from Office Supplies that are pen holders that I keep them in. I have two, and I'll try to use like clean in one, dirty in another. I have a lot of brushes. I used to be in a thing where I like to buy brushes all the time, so I just have tried to keep out the ones I really like. So anyways, let's get started, and I will tell you about my favorites. If I do not mention a specific kind, then it just means I don't have a favorite for that. So I'm not just telling you any kind of brush there is for the sake of showing you. So first off, my favorite powder brush and one of my favorite bronzer brushes is the Real Techniques powder brush. This brush is so nice. It is just, I mean, it's large. You can see right there. And it's pretty dense, and I like it for all over powder. My way of applying powder is I kind of just stamp it on. So, you know, I don't know, but that's what I like. But it's hard to find a bad powder brush. I mean, it just kind of applies powder. But I like it for bronzer when I'm trying to just bronze up my whole face because it is quite large. If I want, I did get another brush that is nice for bronzer. I'll go ahead and show you. I was going to show it to you in a haul. I'll do that, but I will show it to you now. It is new. I haven't used it a lot, so I don't want to say it's my favorite. But it's the Trish McEvoy 37 bronzer brush. So you can see it is a lot smaller. And it's if you're wanting to do a little more precise, but I do really like it. But if you don't want to shell out the however much this was, I forget, I still really like this a lot. Another powder brush that I like a lot, but it is a little more dense, so I don't use it if the bronzer is really super dark and pigmented. But it is the EcoTools bronzer brush, and it is pretty large as well. I always want the Bobbi Brown bronzer brush, and in my mind it's like this. I don't know if it is or not. That's just how I view it. But it is really dense and thick. So basically if you put on your bronzer, it's going to go on. Not to say this isn't forgiving, but it's going to give you a really dark bronzer look. But I do like this one a lot. It is worth it. And these are probably comparable in price. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to mention this because it's all the hype. This is the NARS Ida brush. And it's like this for contour. We've all seen it. Mine's kind of funky. It's starting to look kind of like Spider-Man. Can you see that? I'm mentioning this because it was all the rage for a while. In my opinion, this is not a must-have. It's good. I like it. But it is not a must-have whatsoever. The Real Techniques contour brush, I liked fine. I have certain powder brushes that are like cinched off at the top, and you can do the same thing with that. So I know a lot of people like it, but I just wanted to speak about this and say that if you want it and you're going crazy looking for it, I don't know if it still is hard to find. Don't worry yourself over it. But I'm not crazy into contouring either. Okay, this brush I use specifically with my Chanel Soleil Tan bronzer. You know, the Bronze Universal. This is the Sephora Airbrush Powder Brush 55. They've since changed it. It's black handles, but it looks like that. I used this for foundation some. It was just okay. But for the Bronze Universal, this is the only brush I use for it. It is a must-have if you like that. I just kind of get it in there, and then I just buff it on in circular motions. And it applies it so well. I was having problems with the Bronze Universal. I wasn't liking how it looked until I started using it with this. So I have to say this is a must-have for that product. Anything else? Not really. Okay. I'm going to talk about two blush brushes. My favorite blush brush, hands down. Well, anyways. Okay, Bobbi Brown blush brush. It is a paddle shape. It kind of does like this, where it's like pinched off. And it's, you know, you can use it flat or you can use it on top to buff it out. This is my favorite blush brush. I had wanted it for a long time, and I just waited and waited. I've had it for about a year now, and I love it. It's replaced every other blush brush I've ever used as being my favorite. It just, I like the size. I like everything about it. I need to try some more of her brushes. For blush, I also like the MAC 168, I think it is. The number's off. It's the white angled one. Some blushes are hard to pick up color, and this one does it really nice and just applies it so nicely. I don't use it for anything else other than blush. I love it. Okay. For cream blush, the Sonia Kashuk Duo Fiber Brush. This was in a holiday collection, but they have it year-round, black and white. I love it for cream blush. I have a lot of Duo Fiber type stippling brushes, but I like this one for the cream so much. It's a great size. It's not too big. I used to use the MAC 187 Duo Fiber brush for years and years, but now it's just, it's not a must-have to me anymore. It's probably 4 times the price. The e.l.f. Small Stipple Brush, I'm just mentioning this because it is similar. It is nice for cream blush. I like this one more, but I really like this one for highlighter. Whether it's cream highlighter or powder highlighter, I just really like it for highlight. And I think it's like $3, so, you know, but this is my favorite. Okay. For foundation, I kind of hate to show it, but it is by far the Sigma F80. I purchased this with my own money, just to let you know. I'm sure you don't have any doubts, but it is just so nice for foundation. It buffs it in. That's my favorite. It is by far my favorite. Okay, the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders. They have a brush that goes with them that you can buy. I haven't used it, but I really like, this is Crown Brush, Kabuki Fan IB120. And it is large. It's like this. This is just my favorite brush for applying the ambient lighting powders. It's just, you know, I just smooth it on. I don't know. I love it. I've never used it, but you could use it for highlighting, and you could even use it for contouring if you really wanted to. But that's what I use it for. And I do not use all of these every day. I mean, these are just my favorites. Okay, 2 more, and then the rest is eyes, because this is a lot of faces. Okay. For under eye powder, which is not something you have to have, but you know, for setting my under eye powder, if I'm really want to take my time, the MAC 165, it's kind of that tapered small brush. It is just so luxurious feeling under your eyes. But a lot of days when I'm in a hurry, what I'll do is I'll just put on my powder brush on the corner and close my eyes and just do it. You don't have to have a specific brush, but I really like that. This is probably in my top 3 brushes, hands down. Sephora Pro Airbrush Concealer 57. I love it. I bought the Marc Jacobs one. It doesn't hold a candle to this one. It blends it out so easily and just leaves it looking smooth and airbrushed. And if you take anything from this video, get you this brush. It is so nice. Okay, for eyes, I'm just going to mention a few. Most of these are, I mean, okay. Anyways, I do not use gel eyeliner often. I don't know, it's just a little more hassle. But if I do, Sigma EO5, it beats all of the MAC eyeliner brushes, hands down. I mean, I don't know what it is, but it just works perfectly. Okay, for packing color on the lid, my favorite brush, hands down, is the MAC 239. I've had this thing for 10 years. It's one of those white ones. It's just a little paddle brush, and you can get so much pigment on this little brush and pack it on, and it is so, it just leaves the color so pigmented on your eyelashes. If you get one eyeshadow brush, I'll tell you one other one, but this is probably my best favorite eyeshadow brush. If it ever falls apart, I will order one immediately. I would not be without this brush. Okay, this brush, I'm going to show you the MAC one and the Sigma one. This is the MAC 217 and the Sigma E25. They are dead on dupes. If I had to repurchase one, I would probably purchase MAC again because it's a little bit better quality. And I think there's a lot of drama with Sigma. I've seen people talking about them falling apart. I haven't personally had that happen. I don't have a lot of Sigma brushes. This was like a gift with purchase. But this is so nice for crease color, especially if you have small eyelids. I love it to stamp darker colors in the outer corner. I like it to apply pigments to my lid. I will apply eyeshadow with this to my lid, but this one leaves such a more pigmented look than the 217. This leaves a much sheer application. But if you wanted to really use a dark color on your lid, this would be nice too. These are my two favorite eyeshadow brushes. And this, I've had both of these for 10 years. Let me just show you. I mean, and I don't baby them. I mean, I take care of them, but I'm not like obsessive. And the Sigma one, I've had way less. And you can see it's kind of frayed a lot more than the MAC. So, but those are must-haves. For a crease color, like that light brown, you know, soft brown color, MAC 224. Sigma has one, the E40. It's a lot fluffier. And for my eye shape, this just is a lot better. This you can also use to apply powder under your eyes. It's nice. But for my everyday warm tone medium brown crease color, I use this always. But if I'm using a colored crease, I like the 217. Like if I want a more precise crease color. Okay, this brush I believe you get in a set. It's the Real Techniques Domed Shadow Brush. I just want to mention it is a nice eyeshadow brush. The shader brush I don't like as well, but I do like this, and it's great for concealer under the eye, applying it, or you could even do a really thick crease color. Blending, you could do it on your brow bone, whatever. It's a nice brush. Okay guys, 3 more brushes. This, I have the original one and I have this. It was a special edition packaging and it does not have the number on it, but I will have it annotated here. It's by MAC. I just really like this for the brow bone. It may seem large to you, but I love it for the brow bone. I don't know what it is, but I love it. Okay, this is the Sigma version of the E20. I love this for putting color underneath your lash line if you're using powder color. I resisted this one for so many years. I don't know why. It didn't seem like a must-have. But if you like powder under there, it's so much better than pencil brushes or anything. It makes it so precise. It's like you used a pencil down there. And last but not least, my must-have blending out color for just blending out looks. This is from the Walmart HD Brush Collection, and it is this. You have a pencil brush on one end, and then this domed, fluffy, I guess it could be like a crease brush, but I just use it to blend out everything. So, that is all. Wow, that was a lot of brushes. I felt like I was going to be all like, you only need 5, but, you know, these are my must-haves. If you were to say, what do you have to have every day? Okay, I'll tell you my favorites. If I had to have just a few. If I had to pick just a few, I would pick these. MAC 239, MAC 224, the Walmart Blending Out Color, MAC 217, the Sephora 57 Concealer, Bobbi Brown Blush, and the Real Techniques powder, because I could use, if I could only pick a few, I'd pick these. Because you could use other things, and these are multi-purpose. These are the best by far. But I wanted to mention all my favorites, because they really are my favorites, and I use them all the time, and they really have a special place in my heart. That's cheesy. I don't know where I was going with that. So, okay, that is all. I will let you guys go, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.